Why did it post that there? Okay. I will accept that. Okay, I don't know why that isn't sending out, but Ollie will accept it. What's up, Chef? What's up, Lil T? How y'all doing? Give me a couple seconds. Sorry if I'm quiet. Just trying to send the link out because I didn't do this right. Post. Send. Jesus, I loaded Twitter for 5 seconds. Check this out. Elon Musk says, fight recap. I joked on X about fighting Zuck. Zuck then said, send me location. Italy graciously offered a coliseum. Zuck declined. I suggested his home as safe space. Tragically, he was, traveling. Is there anywhere he will fight? Elon Musk trying to get beat up, bro. What's up, Daffy? How you doing, man? I guess I'll also join the Discord in case people want to see what's going on. Okay, that was weird. Alright, y'all have my full attention now. Oh, man, what a day. You're alright, had to step away. I feel that, man. I feel that. Refresh your mind. You had a lot of wins last week, man. I'm not saying it's like, oh, you were bound to lose at some point. Like, no, it's just, you know, whatever. It hit you. You had a couple losses. Step away. Get a good refresher, like you said. Step back to the charts again tonight, tomorrow morning. Be refreshed again like it's a whole new day. Because it is a whole new day. Whole new opportunity. We have FOMC minutes tomorrow, I believe, right? I think I remember somebody telling me that. Let me open my news up real quick. Yes, we do have FOMC minutes tomorrow. So tomorrow is probably going to be very careful kind of day. A lot of people are going to probably not trade up until the very end of the day. And if you do see some moves, they're going to be very rapid. So rapid from where? You need to instantly find out, okay, well, where are the important levels at? And we draw them every day. We post them every day in chat. So you just need to go back through them. What's up, E? How you doing, man? What's up, Deep? What's up, Bob? What's up, Jack? So many yellow stars in here. I like it. We got blue, green, yellow stars. But again, back to what I was saying, though. Getting these rapid movements. Where are they going to come from? Well, what have we been going over a lot here recently, guys? Who's been paying attention to a lot of my recent posts, a lot of my recent videos? If you have been, then you know we've been going over bigger to smaller time frame price action. Again, and we kind of already have been doing this, but definitely going a little bit more focused on it just to kind of give people better insight. And you saw me do it with Netflix this week. We did it with mini tickers this week. But we do it with SPY every single day. I just might not make it as clear to you. But let's go over that, though. So what do I mean by that? Using these levels, again, using your monthly time frame levels, your weekly supply and demand, that gives you your daily time frame TA. This gives you everything here, right? And then we have that system that does the exact same thing, but for the smaller time frames, and we use this day to day, right? Well, you can use the information from this chart to help you on this chart, and I have been doing that over the past couple years now. But we knew from yesterday to today, 445 was important. Whoever had control of this had direction. Look where they ended up breaking and retesting. So that's how we knew 445 was a really good level from the bigger time frame without having it exactly marked here. We did have 445.11, so I already kind of knew. But 445 was from the bigger time frame, so it's just important to have this stuff marked. Again, using both. There's no reason to just use one or the other. So if I'm going to go here and, talk about today's analysis, going into today, we said they either need to break above today's highs, get up into this supply, and see if they can reach 450 to 451.50, an area where they could have some seller control, giving us wicks down, kind of like you see here and here. or we were going to get a break of yesterday's high and push lower. We didn't get any of that. We had a lower open entirely, so they broke that right at the beginning of the day. And then, again, the game plan kind of changed to, all right, well, what's the next important level? It was looking at this. Now it's, oh, okay, well, we need to look at what's under. That would be 445. What are really good targets? Two other really good time frame levels right there. 444, basically, and then 443 30s. And then you have 442, of course, for a further out target to finish out that area of supply. Possibly turning demand again. If we get more price action, more base building here, you could see buyers step back into the higher part of this chart. But big thing right now is just watching who controls the blue area. So that's what we're going to be looking at for over the next couple days. Give me a thumbs up in the chat with an emoji or some sort of reaction to show me you understand what we are looking at moving forward on the bigger time frames. Again, and this does correlate over to the smaller, but I wanted to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. So this is what you should be doing every time the market ends. You need to clean up your smaller time frame levels. So do I need previous day close now? No. Do I need previous day open now? No, which I didn't mark it, but we don't have it. So we'll leave it there. And then what is this blue area? Oh, it's the two day ago previous day low demand. It was broken today, so we need to delete that. It was finally touched, broken through. This one hasn't, so we just left it there. But now we're moving on. What's up, Green? What's up, Ratch? What's up, Diddy? But now we're moving on. So we deleted all that, all the bigger time frame levels we hear. Now we can move on and just add these smaller time frames. So I'm gonna just go down to the 1 day, 5 minute, because I'm really just focused on today. I'm gonna go to my price level tool. I'm gonna zoom in to just today. And again, your eyes should lock on to 2 spots instantly when we're doing this. So you've already cleaned up your levels. You know you have your bigger time frame levels left. What is the last thing we need to do, everybody? Who can tell me? What is the very last thing we need to do to finish this chart? Sorry, I was turning my other fan down. I realized it was still loud as hell. Ratch got it half right. I'll accept the answer, though. We're grabbing our supply and demand in our BB levels. So you are correct. Which, if you said BB levels, I will count that as a correct answer because technically that is what this is. So we're going to go from the high of the day to the open of the last green candle before the reversal. So that wasn't this one. It was this one. But this was where the high of the move came from. So now we have an area of supply. We're going to open it, edit properties, and we're going to add a couple plus signs to it. Hit OK. And if you want to, you can add that level and that level just to kind of have it there for you. If not, you can just leave the blue area. But now you know you have your today's high supply. Do we have a demand of today? Not really, but we're going to go ahead and include our previous day low up to today's close. We can include the bigger time frame levels, we can include the today's low, and we can include today's close. That is 3 things in one area. So of course we're going to include those together. It makes sense to me. Auto zoom back out, and there we go. We're ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll add the pre-market high, the pre-market low, and then we'll go over game plans for that. And be sure to be in tomorrow's pre-market prep. I should most likely stream tomorrow. If not, it's because I just don't want people to trade because tomorrow should be lower volume, which today had really good volume, actually, thanks to the end of the day. But if we do stream tomorrow, just know that we will be making a plan most likely around the pre-market high, pre-market low, and then remembering the 445 level. Again, if we get up to that and can't get over it, we have to remind ourselves that on the bigger time frames, that could be sellers taking over and saying, hey, we're not getting back over that. We're going back low we're going back lower over the next couple of days. Sorry, English is hard. If we end up starting kind of where we are now, just kind of down here against the ground, then we're most likely going to be planning around the break of previous day low and the blue area that you just saw me draw between, again, today's low and today's close, which also includes 2 bigger time frame levels. We have multiple targets to the downside, close, but then when they start to open up a little bit more, you can see a dollar drop happens. You have an even bigger drop after that. So the targets start to open up more after we get away from these more indecisive areas. Why is that? Can anybody tell me? Why do we get such weird price action around that kind of area? Because we're witnessing a battle of control, right? So if you're going from the area of supply where we were to the open of the last green candle before the reversal, whoops, drawing that wrong already. Let me just send it to September. Then you're going to understand there has to be indecisive price action here. You're going to have your bounces, you're going to have your pickups, you're going to have your reversals. They're going to be fighting in here. Regardless of how much time goes by, you're going to get indecisive price action to some extent, right? So it's very crucial to point out what's happening here, what's happening here. Who's holding this demand, or this old supply possibly turning demand? This could be one of the most bullish things ever. Now, who can tell me what is, and I will literally give somebody like $10 on Cash App if they can somehow get this right. But who can tell me, and again, we're not saying SPY is bullish. We're just saying the battle here is important because this could be what sends it back up. This could be what sends us back down very heavily. Any of these days could have done that. This is where it's most important because of the control. This is where sellers are present. Buyers took over. They're now here to try and hold us support. If they can't, we have to assume a large flush is coming. If they can, we have to assume more time will be consumed, more base building will be had, and prices have a better chance of moving higher. But who can tell me what weight of the S&P 500 is in a similar position based on just this, again, simple resistance trying to fight as support? Who can tell me what top S&P weight is doing this exact movement? Maybe they don't look the same, but who can tell me what top S&P weight is doing this movement? And I have one equity in mind. If you can say this, all right, well, Daffy got you guys lowered. He got you guys the tech sector. It is in the tech sector. What equity, what individual stock, what individual company am I thinking of? Microsoft does look like this green, but in terms of looking for resistance, trying to hold us support, which we can backtest to see if you're right or not. Okay, you are right, but that wasn't the one I was thinking of. Let's see who can get it. E got it. I think Diddy tried to type it as well and missed the P. Yeah, they did. Apple. Go to Apple. Let's go to, is this an untouched chart? Okay, I guess it's this one then. But as you can see, though, Apple is also at an area where possible demand could be trying to form where old supply was. But I will also give some brownie points to Green. He said Microsoft very quickly. Microsoft is the weight that represents SPY's price action the best. They have been moving pretty much identically. So good job answering that, and good job answering Apple, guys. But yes, so what does that tell you? If some of the largest tech weights are doing this, what can that tell us? And I want to see who gets this, because again, I'm not really looking for a biased decision here. Who can give me that answer? Yes, Bob. Yes, round of applause to Bob. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's get it. We can look at these weights moving forward to get extra probabilities, to get extra confirmation, to give ourselves more confidence. So if we see these dumping support, how many of us are really going to be bullish on SPY until we see more information? Probably none of us, or the blind ones at least, right? And vice versa. Let's say they continue to build support over the next couple weeks. Well, then we know SPY is in a very good seat to possibly move back higher. And not even in terms of, oh, it's super bullish. No, they need to go retest. If they break over that, hold over, then now we know it's even more bullish, right? It's a step-by-step process, step-by-step story. But yes, good job, guys. Keep an eye on those for relative strength. Good answers, everybody. Welcome, Tommy. Welcome, Rambo. How you doing, Rambo? This isn't Tommy the Bull, right? I'd freak out if it was Tommy the Bull. All right, so what have we covered so far, guys? We've gone over SPY, bigger, smaller time frames. We've gone over cleaning up the chart. We cleaned up from, all the junk from today. We cleaned up a lot of our smaller intraday stuff. We cleaned it up. We added on today's. We talked about bigger time frames. Actually, I need to probably include... Let's redo that one. So the rule is to do it from high of move to open and green candle, but I love including the open and the close because they're very strong intraday pivot points going into that next day. So I need to adjust that. Let's just extend it a little bit more. I just noticed that going back. What is that afternoon? What is that aftermarket stream from the goat? No, y'all are the goats, man. If you're on this channel, man, you're the goat. I am just y'all's charting guy. Y'all are what make this community so good. Y'all are what make this channel exist. It's a lot of... It really is beneficial. I love working with you guys. Alright, so we're all good, though, on SPY. I can move on. We're good with SPY. We covered the bigger, the smaller. We did maintenance. We cleaned up. We talked about a couple different things in between, of course, because, I love to ramble. But we're all good, though. Give me a thumbs up or an emoji or some sort of reaction to show me you are ready to move on. That was the main part of the stream. I want to make sure you guys are at least on task with being able to draw this stuff correctly and really just to show you what maintenance looks like. Again, going from the previous day, deleting some of your smaller stuff, going on to this day, re-adding it again, cleaning it up, getting ready for the next day. I also find it very, very important to do this as soon as you can. Like, if you guys notice in the risk over reward channel, or reason over risk channel, I can't even read the channel right. Reason over risk channel, I always try to post this as soon as I can, which sure, I need to do it right now, actually. But I always try to post this as quickly as I can, right after the market closes, so people have this stuff ready to go. So they're already set for the next day. They can go and back test to see how close can they get to me. If they just want to copy it, they can. They don't have to try to challenge me. They can do whatever they want. So let me send this out to chat, SPY, and then grab the chart link. And then important levels / areas for tomorrow. And then tomorrow, if we do the stream in the morning, I will be going over these levels again. We'll do a little pre-market plan, and then we'll just update it. I do need to clean up my weight charts. We didn't do that the other day. Bad maintenance example by me. So all the monthly time frame levels can stay. We're just deleting supply and demand from previous days, which you could see banks taking that flush. Actually, I probably could have left that. I probably could have left that on a few charts. Awesome. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go back through these. Let's fix these up. This is really bad on me. I should have already done this. But whatever, we can do it together. So now I'm just going. I need to probably explain what I'm even doing. I'm doing the same thing I did on SPY, with how you delete your previous days, all that stuff. I mean, you leave the bigger time frame levels, never touch those. But any intraday levels you add, or any intraday supply and demand you might add, delete those, then go on to the next day, re-add it. I'm doing the same thing, but now I'm doing it on the sector charts. Again, these are the sectors of the S&P 500, the main sectors of the S&P 500. SPY, basically think of it as a big pie. These are basically the slices of that pie, and within these slices, you have ingredients. And within those ingredients, you have the weights. Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, this is what makes up tech. UNH, J&J, Eli Lilly, Merck, AbbVie, this is what makes up healthcare. The main banks you want to watch are BRIC, JPM, but that's what makes up the banks. The financial sector for the most part. Amazon, Tesla, largely making up the discretionary sector. And then, of course, you have Meta, the Googs, Comcast, Activision, and more, of course, for the communication sector. Can't even speak English now. But it's just good to know this stuff, because everyone's always like, oh, SPY's pumping. Why is that? And you might look. And I asked my private chat this morning, or this afternoon. I said, guys, why is SPY not dropping as hard as Apple has? And they instantly snapped to, well, if you look at NVIDIA, Bueller, it's been rallying. So it has had a counteractive measure to it. Microsoft also, yes, it's been dipping, but it didn't have an as aggressive sell-off, right? It didn't just dump, catch support, start building base, right? It's been just kind of slowly cascading. Apple did take a kind of a nice fat dump very quickly, just now started base building. And NVIDIA, as all of us know, sadly, NVIDIA has been rallying. So this is a good counteractive measure. And then, of course, you have your other sectors. Healthcare could be producing a slight green day or a slight green candle whenever SPY is trying to move lower, or tech's trying to move lower even. And then it gets that countermeasure. So it's also good to think about that and to know how the pie actually works. So what we're going to do now is go through these. We'll add some of our intraday levels. Yeah, apple pie. You can be whatever pie you want. It doesn't have to be apple. It's really your choice. So we're going to add the high of the day to the open of the last green candle before the reversal down, and that gives us an area of supply. And then we kind of have one here end of day. And then we're going to leave our monthly time frame level. And again, this is just for short-term navigation. It's okay if there's not a billion levels on this chart. That's not the goal. High of day, open of last green candle before the reversal, area of supply. So low of day is going to be actually about right here. Top of last red candle, demand, done. So healthcare is done. I'm just going to grab the high of day, the open. There really isn't an area of supply to grab there. They did break the pre-market low in very strong manner. Grab the previous day close. Yeah. And that'll be our demand. Discretionary. High of day to open of the last green candle before the reversal, so supply. We mark low of day. We'll just leave the close there because you're just going to add another level to your screen. Don't need to fill yourself up there. You know there's a level there. and then go to comms, which we just did comms together. So now moving into tomorrow, all of our sector charts are ready to go, and it might not help you out like right now because of course the market's closed, but going into tomorrow, we can plan off of these. So if I see tech rallying into this resistance, let's try to do a couple together. And before I start, let's think of this again. I try to give this example. Try to put this line in your head, right? This is SPY basically, right? And on this timeline, you have your weights, right? So let's say let's say this is all-time highs, right? I know I'm amazing at drawing. Give me a second here. I could have just typed it quicker than that. But that's all-time high, and then let's make a little. Yep, that's a 0. That's a 0, guys. 0 all-time high. So let's say we have XOK pushing higher. They're killing it. They're just on fire. We don't know why. We don't care. We just know they're killing it, right? We see healthcare is killing it. Awesome. We see financials. They're just kind of They're not really reacting. People are more focused on the better sectors anyway. They're not really looking at that junk, right? Discretionary following behind. Comms following behind, right? So noting this in your head, is SPY going up or down? The correct answer is SPY should be moving up, right? Just because of that. And this is how you should think about these things when you're looking at the sectors and you're trying to break down with SPY. You're not just looking at SPY and saying, oh, SPY is breaking pre-market high. It's like, okay, well, tech's breaking previous day high. You have healthcare breaking previous day close, to the upside, and so forth and so forth. And now you can say, okay, well, we have a combined effort by our major sectors of the S&P. This is what's moving us up. And then you'll have those examples where tech is pumping, healthcare is dumping, SPY's not moving. You'll have that perfect countermeasure where it's perfectly stopping it, or you're just getting a slight movement where it's getting good breakouts, but it's not getting that good movement away from the breakout. Therefore, again, screwing you on your quick day trades or any quick trades you might be trying to take. But let's get back to this. Give me a second. I shouldn't have done all that drawing. I should have just typed it. Oh. Alright, so now what I'm about to do, because we've done our SPY chart, we've done our sectors, I need to go back through my individual charts, and I need to make sure that I have all of these clean and that they're on the default chart. Alright, so Apple, I clearly didn't mess with today, so we're going to go ahead and get that chart cleaned up. Previous day low, previous day close, previous day open, previous day high is basically marked. We're going to leave it there. If you want to go ahead and add your zone here and here, you can be my guest. I'm just going to leave it as is. AMD, penetrated supply, so we're going to go ahead and edit that. Delete previous day close. They didn't touch demand, so we're going to leave that. Zoom on over to today. High of the move to the last open of the last green candle before the reversal back down. We now have an area of supply to look forward to tomorrow, and a perfect area of demand to look forward to. Again, the low of the move before the reversal up to the last red candle, creating an area of demand. We're also going to mark our yesterday open and our yesterday close. So the chart looks a little junky. This is why I like to add the zones. So you can add that one, edit properties, add a couple days, add this one, edit properties, whoops, add a couple days. I love the look of that. I love the look of this because I know that if it breaks out, you have targets on the inside of range. If it breaks outside of range, retests outside of range, you have a beautiful target to either side of that. This is the ideal chart you want to find. You want to find inside. You want to find good targets on the inside of the range and out. That's what gives you a good move and good plans. So it's something easy to plan around. Microsoft, I don't trade Microsoft. I want to delete this. We're going to. Previous day closed, deleting. Where's that level coming from? Oh, okay. Zoom on over back to today. High of the day before the reversal. Open of the last green candle before the reversal. Add that. Low of the move before the reversal up to the top of the last red candle before the reversal up. Gives you an area of demand. Again, this is all intraday supply and demand, guys. This isn't like every time it hits this, it has to be a buyer here. No, I mean, it could break, retest, and the next thing you know, it's supply. That's another good basic rule, guys. If we're in demand, right? If we're pushing into demand, you don't want to just see them do this, right? Yeah, of course, it has good probability of getting a bounce, but you want to see it produce a good move, produce a higher low or a double bottom, and then you want to get in on that move, setting a stop at that area, right? Or if it's at the bottom of it. And then vice versa. How do they turn demand into supply? They don't just need to break it. That doesn't necessarily turn it into a seller area. What does turn it into a seller area? Getting any type of retest, whether it's just those single candle retests to move away from it, whether you get your midterm retest where you're drawing your fib from the open range breakout to the low of that move, as long as it reverses and stays past the golden pocket, it should continue. Or you get the full term retest. Do they end up dumping this, coming all the way back up, testing around it a couple times, creating a lower high, and then dumping away from it further? You know, so there's a couple different trades that could go from there. But that's how you got to look at this stuff. Yo, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Rambo. Shout out to you guys. Love you both. I'll pull the chat up. Welcome to the Loyal Supporter Gang. Welcome to the Loyal Supporter Gang, even though you guys have always been part of that gang. Make sure to go to the channel, just to remind people, too, because I know there's others who don't check on it. But click on membership. You can click on that, and there's tons of stuff. This week, I didn't make a weekly scenarios because I streamed Sunday, so we didn't have to worry about that. But thank you. Yo! Yo, Rambo is a real one. Y'all gotta see this. All right, let's pull it up. So Rambo gifted 10 membership, guys. Make sure to show him some love. That was really cool of him. He did not have to do that. But Rambo said, or no, Rambo gifted Fitz, Green, Breaking Levels, Teresa. I'm seeing a lot of good names in here. Steve, Chef, Aaron Reese, Earl, and Mary Jo. Oh, and Steph. Sorry, I can't read apparently. Is there any more? No, okay. Guys, you have to shout out Rambo. That was beautiful. That was seriously amazing, Rambo. Thank you again. You did not have to do that. I seriously appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, man. That was amazing. And again, not just for me, guys. I hope you guys take advantage. Don't just thank or get Rambo's thing and thank him. Thank him and take advantage of what he just gifted you. There's a lot of information in that section. I just scrolled to it, so make sure to go to the YouTube channel, click on the membership section, and you can go through a lot of that info. But let's move on. So we completed NVIDIA, I think. Yeah, NVIDIA. And look at that. Perfect look. This is exactly how I said AMD looked. It's inside the day. You got good levels on the outside, in the middle of price, and they got good targets on the outside of that range. NVIDIA is no different. So those both might make it to the watch list yet again. That can stay. That cannot. Which I might not be able to draw a demand here. Just going to draw the low and the close. There is no actual demand here. There isn't really a spike up move at all. There isn't a reversal to say, hey, grab this move, this is the demand. So we're just going to leave it like that. We got our previous day open, previous day, I mean, the supply is already there from the previous day before that. They just kept dumping today. Quick couple grind down moves. So tomorrow, I guess we'll see, do they just keep dumping under 231? If so, get good retests from that. I'll try to draw a fib tomorrow, show you guys a good way to get that. Alright, meta, we need to fix meta. Yeah, that was really cool of you, Rambo. Sorry, I was posting for chat. Alright. Yeah, spam the Rambo emojis. I don't know why I didn't say that. I forgot we have those. Yeah, spam those. He deserves. Hell yeah, Rambo always has a big day, man. Well, I don't want to say that. We all have our rough days too, but Rambo's had some really awesome days lately. All right, so keep continuing. The Rambo's filling the chat. I love it. Damn, meta looks so good. Let's type this. So we got spy, PUD, video. And then we'll fix Netflix, and then we'll be good to go. And remember, guys, who was here for the Monday pre-market prep and the Sunday stream? We talked about Netflix in both streams, and today in chat. But basically, just talking about how important 419.85 is. It's a good bigger time frame level. Go down to this time frame here, our smaller time frame level chart. It held it perfectly Monday. Today, they just made a higher low, but they ended up holding the demand that we had drawn from beforehand, which I need to update now. So we can actually delete this. We can delete that. Delete that. And we're going to leave that level yellow, reminding me that that's from the bigger time frame chart, not from this chart. All right, so grab the high of day. Reversal came from here. We're going to grab that. We're going to then highlight said levels. Move it over a couple days. Click OK. There we go. Yesterday's open, yesterday's close. That's an interesting area. I don't normally highlight this, but I'm going to today. They're so close, you might as well. Just a good area of don't touch me. Nobody has control until we see moves from there. But strong area, strong area. You're about to see another strong area right here. I'm going to do this one a little differently. I don't like how close it is to the other zone. So I'm going to move it up just to the bigger time frame level, still including it. When in reality, all of it's pretty much in between here. So I really should include all of this. 419.85, right? There we go. So now we have it all included. But important area, important area, important area. And you might think, oh, these are really close. Are they, though? Netflix makes really good moves. So could actually see some really nice movement between those ranges. It doesn't have to just be a dollar breakout. You might get $2, $3, $4 in between just that range alone. Netflix is a really good one for movement. What's up, Tobias? What happened to SPY in the last 30 minutes? I didn't see the mock imbalance, but I would assume it had seller side. 2, you're probably just seeing a lot of movement because of big money getting a repositioning before the FOMC minutes tomorrow. I really wouldn't think too deep on the last 30 minutes of each day. You're going to see the last 15, 20 minutes especially make really big moves. So really just focus on your levels. Try not to focus on how rapid those moves might be, because that's actually pretty normal, seeing them move that rapidly. Well, we have everything complete. We have all of our charts ready for tomorrow. We went over SPY bigger and smaller time frame. We did all of our our main sectors. Went over all the individuals that we like. Cleaned them all up, got them reset, ready to go. Before I end the stream, though, would you guys like to see more of these quicker aftermarket streams? Not every day, but of course I do want to try to work these in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, especially since I don't stream on those days. But if you guys would like to see more of these, please let me know. These are basically just going to be me going over SPY bigger and smaller time frame, cleaning up the charts from today going into tomorrow, going through individual equities, cleaning those up, getting them ready for tomorrow. Same for the sectors. Pretty much anything that I go through. And this is things I do every single day. These aren't things I do just for show. I have to do these or I don't feel like I'm in tune. I don't feel like I'm ready for the market the next day. And that's a really big thing with today's market. And most people's failures is that they don't have a routine. They don't have a consistent anything. They don't have a strategy. They just keep changing their indicators. They change their strategy. They change how they look at the market, the routine in which they look at it. They change that every week, every month, every other year. And that's what's causing them to fail. It's because they're not focused on the same thing over and over and over again. How do you expect to grow in anything if you don't practice it long enough, right? And that's another thing. People are always like, well, what strategy do I trade? There's a billion strategies you could trade that work on the market technically. It's about sticking with it, though. You know, that's if you want to stick with the levels and charting system we talk about. If you want to go find your own, stick with it. Be consistent. I'm not here to be a salesman. I'm not here to market you. I'm here to just tell you the facts. Thanks, BB. Will be away tomorrow. Definitely would like reviews periodically. Awesome. I want to try to do more of these. Yeah, hit the like, guys. Spam the Rambo button. That's for sure. Rambo blessed us. Hey B, when drawing demand, you use low wick to the next reversal candle. When drawing demand, I go from the... Here, I'll just show you. Which this is a bad example because I'm including a lot more here. In this example, you're supposed to draw from the low of the move to the top of the last red candle before the reversal. In this example, though, I'm drawing all of that. I'm including my 2 bigger time frame levels, and I'm including my previous day close. So that's why this one's a little bit wider. And sometimes you'll see me do that. If I see a levels close by, or if I see an open or close from the previous day or whatever is close by, I'll include that level because I just don't see the point in ignoring it, you know? But the traditional way is grabbing from the low of the move before the reversal to the top of the last red candle. And then supply is, I'm not going to say vice versa because it's not the exact opposite. When you're grabbing a reversal, supply, you're going from the high of the move to the last open of the last green candle, this one right here, before the reversal. So the first thing is find a high, find where it reversed. Then you go draw that high, you go down to the last open of the last green candle, which in this case, you can see I did the same thing. I included this day's open because the previous day open and previous day close are levels I find to be notable. So I'm going to include those into those zones. No problem, Dan. That was a great question. Thank you for asking that. Do we have any more questions before I move on? I don't really have anything else to talk about. This was really everything I was going to do because I just wanted to show you guys. This is something you should add to your daily routine. You need to be able to go through the charts, clean them up. Yeah, maintenance is what I call it. Clean them up, move on from it. Really just review what's possible moving forward. Thinking about what scenarios, waking up in the morning, being prepared, having everything set. That's really what this is about, is giving yourself a better chance of being prepared in the morning. I could wake up late tomorrow and still be ready because everything's set. I don't have to change anything now. I could go mess up whatever charts I want to for the rest of the day. Thank you, Boeing. If a candle is inside the level zone, is it a no trade zone? No, this is where... All right, so think about it like this, Mikey. I don't want you to think about it like that. Essentially, yes, because you are looking to see who takes control of it. But think about what I said. So let's say this is your... I don't know why I'm drawing another one. There's one literally right here to show you. Hold up. Let's just zoom it out. So we know this is... Now remember, this isn't the strongest demand. It's just from previous day low, and it's from the last 15 minutes. So it's not the strongest, and it's including the previous day close. So what can we do here? What? Somebody help me with Mikey. What are things we can use to navigate the levels and the zones? What are these entries? And I'm going to stem this into your question. But what are things any one of us can use to navigate the markets? With the levels, of course. Yeah, volume, yeah, the candlesticks. But what do we call that stuff, though? What are we taking to get in and out of these trades with... I don't even know how to ask this without going further. The entry types, though. The 40% entry, the 80% entry, the buy the dip reversal, the lead test, right? So we can use these. Yeah, they're entry types, but they're also ways of navigating the chart, right? Because what is a 40% entry? It's an open range breakout, right? What is an 80% entry? It's a retest of that breakout, right? You have the lead test, which is just a passive low or high after a high of day. And you have a buy the dip, which is just a passive high or low of a base build, right? Giving you passive, essentially 80% entries as well. We just give them different labels. But this is how, and no, fib retracements is a good answer too, Dan. You could also use fib retracements because if you get an open range breakout, how else would you tell what kind of retest this is going to be? If it comes back all the way to here, well, yeah, no doubt it's a full term retest, but they're not all going to do that. They're not all going to give us what we want, right? Sometimes, let's say they break out here, they go down to this level, they test that level, they then short term bounce. They hold here, they reject. That's a short term retracement, a short term retest, right? They're not all going to do that though. Sometimes you get the full retest, sometimes you don't even get the golden pocket. Sometimes they stop here, sometimes they, it's different every time. But you need to be able to gauge, essentially what I'm trying to tell you is, you need to be able to gauge at what tempo are they breaking this. Are they breaking this with a short-term retest? Are they breaking this with a full-term retest? A full-term retest would be a lot more bearish, but it's going to take a lot more time, a lot more confirmation. Would you draw a demand with a large wick and candle body the same? Yes, you want to include wicks when you draw your supply and demand. So Mikey, back to you. You were saying, how can is that a no trade zone? I didn't want to just give you a yes or no question because that's just too vague and not helpful. But to navigate these, you need to use those entry types. And we have a video on that, on multiple videos like that across the channel. Especially I see you have the membership too, so you definitely have access. But this is how you navigate. So essentially, yes, these are no trade zones, but they're not at the same time. You need to be looking for trades at these areas. These are the important areas. These are the hot areas where the best trades are going to be taken from. Are they going to happen ASAP every single time? No. And this is what I call variations. You're going to get different scenarios, different variations of price doing different things. And this is why we have these set entry types. So you're not just shotgunning at the screen, taking every breakout, every candle that breaks a certain colored area. No, you're looking for just those certain types of entries that we focus on. The open range breakouts, what to look for. The retest, what to look for and what type of retest. So use your entries and your fibs to navigate these levels. The levels work. The levels are high probability, but they're not worth shit if we don't know how to navigate them, right? So you need to kind of really condition your eyesight for how to look at this stuff correctly. But good question, Mikey. Good add-on, Dan. And good question, Ratch. So considered they are entry-exit zones. Yes, exactly. You got that right on the dot. See what I see? You see what I'm saying, though, Mikey? I didn't want to just give you a yes or a no, and then you just think, oh, okay, well, that's what Bueller said. Moving here on out. I wanted to give you the elaborate response because, it's not just as easy as like, yeah, don't trade those areas. Yes, trade those areas. It's a little bit more in depth than that. It's a little bit of both, really. Okay, cool. I'm glad you got it, Mikey. Like I said, it's a little weird to kind of condition your eyesight for it, but over time, and this is why I tell people, focus on the staircase method. Who can tell me what the staircase method is? Anybody know what it is in here? If not, I would love to go through it. I love you too, Steady. I think I was calling you Steady the other day. Do you think strangle before the FOMC is too risky? Worked for me last time. Ha. I personally don't take those kinds of trades, Diddy, but I have seen a lot of spread traders take good basically net positions like you just did. You said you took a strangle. That's really good because you're getting a net basically around price to kind of keep it into. So essentially, yes, that could work. But if we get anything new or something unexpected, you are going to see a large move and it could hurt you. So be protected. But honestly, out of everything, that would be a little bit more passive than your occasional naked options. Oh, guys, go long or go short. That's going to be 50-50, whereas a spread could give you a little bit better probability. But again, I'm not really here to talk about trading FOMC strats. I really don't like trading FOMC. I'll be honest with you. I've only traded like one of the days or two of the days. I just don't see the point. You're going to get movement before it. You're going to get movement after. What's the point of trading the event? You're going to get good movement. And it's okay to trade it. Again, I'm not bashing anyone who does trade it. If you trade it, just understand you're trading a more volatile point of the day. So, I mean, as long as you understand that, more power to you. Nobody should bash you for you trading whatever you want. Scaling out contracts at levels. Dan H is correct. That is what the staircase method is. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, which I know Dan couldn't type all that out because, you know, YouTube chat sucks. But let's say, guys, that I'm in a bunch of puts, right? We're in a bunch of puts. I just love shorting. I'm not good at longs. I just love being in puts, right? And ignore the fact that reversed and closed over. So let's say I'm in a bunch of contracts here, right? I'm in, let's start with one, okay? I'm in a one contract position, and I have a target right here, right? I get into that trade, it's a 40% entry, it hits my target. I need to sell that contract right there, move on. I need to mentally just watch the rest of that chart, right? This is step one. You need to get really good at getting into the trade, regardless of what entry you're taking, and making it to the first target, or setting a stop loss to where it makes sense and you can get out and it not completely destroy your account, right? So I need to set a stop loss, I need to set a target, and then I need to stick to it, right? This is step one of the staircase method, right? So let's talk about step two. So let's say I start to get really good at, and again, guys, when I say this, I'm not saying over the course of 3 trades, 5 trades, 10 trades, a couple weeks. I'm talking months and months and months of practice, getting so good at taking the entry and taking profits at the first target that it's almost like breathing to you, okay? It needs to be effortless. You need to be able to see these, take them, stick to your plan, move on, bam, right? Step two. Now let's say you started to grow your confidence a little bit, you grow your knowledge a little bit, you have a little bit better intuition with the charts. What is something you can now do? Let's say you take 3 contracts. So you take 3 here. What do you need to do at the first target, right? You just went from taking your full position there, but now you have a little bit extra to play with, right? What can we do? We can take profit at that first level with 2 out of the 3 contracts, essentially leaving the third one with such an exponential amount of less risk in the position that we have a lot more confidence in the position to possibly make it. Let's say our second target's 441.70s. We can make it down here regardless of price breaking, doing a retest, taking its time, and then dumping more. Then you can take your profits, or if you end up making a decision in between that, make that decision, stick with it, review it, go over it. Why did you make it? Move forward. Do this for a long time. Months on end. This is step 2. Growing your account, growing your knowledge, and growing your confidence. This is growing multiple things for you in multiple ways. And trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds. The reason the staircase method exists is for that exact reason, because nothing is easy. This shit's not easy. Why do you think over 90% of people do not succeed in this? Do not maintain. It's not even that they don't succeed. They don't even trade for 2+ years. Most people fall off before their full complete year. Why is that? It's because they don't follow strategies, they don't have a consistent routine, they don't have rules, they don't have discipline, they don't have patience, and they're not trying to give themselves a chance. What are you doing with the staircase method? You're giving yourself a chance. You're giving yourself an actual route to take to know how to make it to further targets, to know how to grow your confidence, to give yourself that know-how. You don't just grow this overnight. You don't just take a blue pill and bam, next thing you know, you're the next greatest trader to ever exist. So we're all up to date. We're still good. So step 2, again, you're in multiple contracts. You're taking your profit here. You're taking your most of your profits at that first target. You're taking your final one here. And let's say it keeps dumping. What can you do? Do you re-answer? No. Let's not try to double dip. Nobody likes the double dipper when we're at the Mexican restaurant. You got a guy over here dipping his chip in the queso 2-3 times, eating the same chip. That's kind of annoying, right? So what can we do? We can mental trade. We can mental trade the final of that. And you could have done this when you were just trading with one contract, or even when you didn't have any contracts. Let's say you're just mental trading or paper trading right now. You can do all of this stuff. Everything I just said you can do. Give yourself that slow stair. That's why it's called the staircase method, because you really are taking step by step by step to give yourself the know-how, and not just the know-how, but the confidence. Anybody could be a genius at this stuff, but their emotions could wreck them, right? Because they don't have the confidence, they don't have the true know-how. Really, that's the true know-how. The intuitive side of things. But I hope that opens up some of y'all's eyes moving forward with mental trading, with practicing, with growing. Again, and you'll always hear me say growing. I never mean with money. I'm almost always talking about with your knowledge, with yourself, with your confidence, being able to overcome things, being able to take a loss and it not completely wrecking you to the point of you having to like refresh yourself, take a break from the market. If you're constantly taking a loss and then having to reset after that, that's an issue. You need to use the staircase method. You need to grow effectively over time. But guys, thank you. This has been not an hour stream. It's been about 50 minutes. I started a little late. That was my fault. But I hope you guys enjoyed this information. I hope you guys enjoy the TA on the bigger and smaller time frames. I hope you guys enjoy some of the maintenance that we did. That was really the biggest point of this. If you guys are just now tuning in, please go back to the beginning of the stream, rewatch it all. It was gold. It was a lot of fun talking to these guys in here. A lot of really good questions. But I'll see you guys later on. I really do appreciate it. Tune into the Discord for more updates to engage with more of the people within the community. There's a lot of really awesome people. And seriously, guys, hold yourself to it. I want to start seeing more reviews by you guys, more examples. Take mental trades, circle them, tag me in chat. I would love to see them. Throw them in post charge channel, throw them in trade floor. I don't care. I want to see them. I want to see that you know how to review the chart, that you know how to tell the story of the chart, regardless of being right or wrong. Again, we're not looking to be right or wrong. Right now, we're just focused on the fundamentals and the basics of everything. From there on, we can grow slowly over time. But I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys again. And shout out to Rambo yet again. He did not have to do that for the afternoon stream. That was super amazing of him. Thank you again for the 10 gifted subs. And make sure that you guys who got gifted take advantage of what he gifted you. I will see you guys later on. Love you all.